Hi, George Crump with VergeIO. Today we're going to go through the next level in data availability and application availability. In our last video, we talked about what would happen with drive failures and also with server failures. Now we're going to take it to the next level. So again, VergeOS is a tightly integrated set of infrastructure software that includes storage services, network services, all integrated into a hypervisor. This integration gives us a lot of capability. In our last video, we talked about how we distribute data both for performance and to help with some of that data availability. We can cover from drive failures, we can do live server migrations, we can do automatic load balancing. In this video, we're going to talk about sort of the next level when things go really bad, right? So again, in this example, we'll have a VM running. We'll have, we talked about if we lose a drive, but here, let's have a VM running. Well, over the course of time, data will be written across most of the drives, if not all the drives in the environment. And so if a VM is running and we lose one drive, like I said in the last video, we can pull that data from another drive. However, what happens if I have this VM running and I lose two drives or three drives? Which, although SSDs are more reliable than hard disk drives, when they fail, they do tend to fail in groups because you've hit a write limit or something of that nature. To protect against that, we've developed a technology that we call ioGuardian. And ioGuardian is essentially a third copy of data. It sits in the same data center as the production environment, but it is a standalone instance of the software. And so within ioGuardian, you have enough capacity to store all the data that's distributed up here. And so we're up in the production environment where I'm distributing data. In the ioGuardian environment, I'm trying to consolidate data as best I can. Some customers might be so large that they can't stick all that into a single server. Once you get beyond a petabyte or so, that becomes difficult. So this can scale also. And so this essentially becomes ioGuardian, essentially becomes your third copy of data. And you could use it for all the third copy things that you might think of, just like a backup appliance would be. Retain a VM for 5 years, recover a VM from 3 months ago because you need it again. Any of that sort of stuff works just fine. But what makes this different than a normal backup appliance is this is also running VergeOS. Now, since it's running VergeOS, it picks up some capabilities that are very interesting. So first, it runs the same dedupe algorithm that we're running in production down here. So when I do transfer data to this appliance or the ioGuardian system, I'm only sending unique data. So data only travels across that network one time. This is different than a normal storage environment where you might have a deduplicated production storage and a deduplicated backup appliance, and you've got to essentially deduplicate in both places, send the full payload in both places. We don't have to do that. The second thing this does is protect you from multiple failures. So let's say, again, I have this VM running and I lose multiple drives. Now, in normal environments, when that would happen, whether it be a RAID protected system or anything, that VM is probably going to crash. You're going to need to recover it. If you have one of the backup solutions that can do instant recovery, you might at least be able to recover it on the backup appliance, although that's not ideal because now you got to move the VM over there and then you got to figure out how to move it back. With us, what happens is the VergeFS vSAN software knows the exact location of every segment of data in the environment that is in production and also down here on the ioGuardian server. So in the case where we've lost those three drives, what'll happen is in real time, we will do an inline recovery of those VMs, of the segments that that VM needs in order to stay operational. So whatever segments it needed that was on exclusively on those three drives will now serve up in real time to that system. And so that would work against all the VMs that were on this box and that were impacted by that failure. So it gives you the ability to recover from multiple drive failures. And compared to instant recovery, it has some advantages. Number one, I don't have to worry about relocating the VM and then relocating it back. Number two, the VM doesn't crash. Number three, I don't have to pull up my backup software and hope I have a good backup. All of that's done automatically in real time without IT intervention using the ioGuardian server. So very, very powerful. We could take this to an extreme as well. So let's say you have a multiple server failure. In fact, I had a customer a little while back that for some reason a service tech came into their data center and ejected all the drives from two of their servers. Well, as a result of doing that, of course, these servers immediately crash, and we go to restart the VMs on the surviving host that I have pictured here. Now, that restart, if it worked at all, would typically be pretty short-lived because I've lost 2/3 of the data. All I have is the data that's on this set of drives. This one right here is just a boot-only server. However, in the ioGuardian use case, these two servers have gone down. I'm starting VMs up on these hosts. ioGuardian will come in and supply the data in real time, in line, to these VMs that they need in order to stay up and running. Okay. So again, even in a worst case scenario, this provides a lot of resiliency. The most powerful part of this is the cost. This is included in the software. There's no extra charge for this, other than the fact that, of course, we license by server, not by processor or core or storage. So this is one more server license to enable here, but very inexpensive insurance given the capabilities. So that's ioGuardian. I'm George Crump. Have a great day.